Chapter 21. Dominic. 5 fucking days. That's how long it's been since I touched her. Since I heard her laugh echo through the penthouse, soft and bright, like she could chase the darkness out of me. Since I felt her skin against mine, her warmth pressed to my chest. And there's no one to blame but me. I did this. Every time she tried to talk, I shut her down. Every time she reached for me, I pulled away like her touch burned. I told myself it was for the best, that love only destroys, that people like me don't get to keep something pure like her. So I built walls. Higher, thicker. I thought I could protect her by pushing her away. But the truth? I was just a coward. The first night, I avoided our bed. I told myself I needed space. Slept in the guest room, stared at the ceiling until dawn while her faint breathing from down the hall tore through me like a blade. On the second night, I stayed late at the office, pretending to work, drowning in files and meetings, anything to keep me from seeing the disappointment in her eyes. By the third night, I didn't come home at all. I drove through the city until the streets blurred, parked in front of the docks, and sat there in silence, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. I feel like my world is tearing apart. I can't even breathe properly because she is not in my arms. Each day and night felt like punishment. I thought distance would numb me, that if I stayed away long enough, the ache would fade. But it didn't. It grew louder, angrier, crueler. I've been staring at the same damn set of documents for 20 minutes, and I couldn't tell you a single word printed on the page. My head's pounding, my chest feels too tight, and no amount of control can drown the chaos she left behind. Because all I see is her. Her laugh when she teased me, the way she'd curl up on my couch in one of my hoodies, looking so fucking comfortable it hurt. The way her eyes softened every time she looked at me, like she saw something worth loving, even when I didn't. Fuck! I lean back in my chair and scrub a hand down my face, just as Alex walks in without knocking, because of course he fucking does. He pauses, then narrows his eyes. "You look like shit." "Thanks," I mutter. He tosses a file on my desk, then takes the chair across from me. His gaze stays fixed on me, unblinking. "What happened?" I exhaled slowly, jaw tightening. "She told me she loves me."
"And?"
"I told her I can't love her back."
A long, low whistle leaves his lips. "You're such a dumb fuck sometimes."
"I'm protecting her." "Bullshit!" Alex leans forward, elbows on his knees, eyes burning into mine.
In our world, protection means loyalty. It means keeping the people you care about safe, not emotionally gutting the one person who actually gives a damn about you.
I close my eyes and take a deep breath.
You think pushing her away is protection? What exactly are you afraid of, Dom?
I clench my jaw. That I'm not the kind of man who deserves someone like her. She'll leave the moment she finds out who I really am. That the second she sees all of me, all the blood on my hands, the things I've done, she'll fucking run and hate herself for ever loving me. Alex studies me for a beat, then says, deadpan,
You mean she might make her own decision like a grown-ass woman instead of you deciding for her like an insecure prick? Fuck off. No, he says. You don't get to fuck this up. She loves you, you love her. And don't try to deny it, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be acting like the world's ending without her.
I stay quiet. Because he's right. I fucking hate that he's right.
She's the only person who ever saw past your name, past the fear and the shadows, and you turned your back on her.
I thought it was the right thing to do, I whisper, the words tasting like poison. Alex sighs and stands.
Don't do something you'll regret for the rest of your life.
And then he's gone. I drive back home at midnight. The city is quieter than usual. The penthouse, even more so. Too quiet. The moment I step inside, something feels wrong. Her shoes, gone. I check the bedroom, guest room, kitchen, my office, and the closet, which is empty. Nothing. "Jessica?" I call out, my voice sharp, breaking the silence. Nothing. Panic claws at my fucking throat. I pull out my phone and call her, and it goes straight to voicemail. Fucking shit. My chest pounds like I've just been shot. I dial her number again, and nothing. Then I think of the only person I know might know something. Enzo. He picks up on the second ring. "I was wondering how long it'd take you," he says, cold and sharp. "Where is she?" "Safe. Enzo, she told you she loves you, and you shattered her, Dominic. You don't get to come charging in now like some goddamn savior." "I need to see her," I grit out. "No," he says. My hand curls around the phone with the force of crushing it. "You don't get to see her unless you figure your shit out. You want her back? Fine. But don't come near her until you know you won't break her again." He hangs up. The silence on the line burns like acid. I lean against the wall, every breath a fucking struggle. My hands tremble. My chest cracks open in the worst way because everyone's right and I'm fucking dumb, a coward. I'm in love with her, and I was too fucking scared to admit it. Too fucking broken to believe someone like her could want someone like me, not out of pity, not out of guilt, but love. And I fucking ruined it. I pushed her away. The one person who made me feel human again. And now? Now all I have is the emptiness she left behind, and the echo of her voice saying, "I love you." And fuck if that doesn't destroy me.
Chapter 22. Jessica. The next morning, I woke up at Enzo's place to the smell of coffee and quiet sunlight spilling across the floor. My head still feels heavy, the kind of ache that comes from crying too much and sleeping too little. But I can't just lie here anymore. I need to do something normal, something that doesn't hurt. So I decided to go back to work. After a quick shower, I pull on one of Enzo's oversized t-shirts and step out into the kitchen. He's already there, dressed, polished, coffee mug in hand, scrolling through his phone with that focused expression that says he's halfway through his day already.
"You're up early.
He says, glancing up.
You heading to the office today?"
I nod, tucking a strand of hair behind my ear. Yeah, I think I need the distraction. I'll leave after an hour or two once I'm ready. He studies me for a second, like he's checking if I'm really okay to be alone, then nods.
"Good. Normal's good."
He takes another sip of coffee before adding,
"Hey, I've got a package coming in about an hour. The delivery guy's bringing it here. Can you grab it for me if you're still around?"
"Sure," I say softly. "I'll take care of it."
"Thanks, sunshine."
He leans down, presses a quick kiss to the top of my head, and grabs his keys.
"Text me if you need anything, yeah?"
I nod again, forcing a small smile. "Go, you'll be late." He grins and walks out the door, the sound of it shutting behind him echoing louder than it should. The apartment feels too quiet once he's gone. I finish my coffee in silence, then head back to the guest room to get ready. I open my wardrobe bag, choose a beige blouse and black trousers, and start fixing my hair. When the doorbell rings, I barely look up. The delivery, I think, absently. Without checking the security camera, I walk to the door, smoothing my sleeves. "Coming," I call out, unlocking it. The moment the door swings open, everything shifts. 2 men stand there, not delivery guys. Dressed in black, expressionless. Before I can react, one of them grabs my arm, the other clamps a hand over my mouth. Panic slams through me. I'd try to scream, kick, claw at them, anything, but they're too strong. One of them pulls a small syringe from his jacket. "No, please!" The needle pierces my skin before I can finish. The world tilts violently. My vision blurs, limbs heavy, breath slipping out in broken gasps. I hear the faint sound of my phone buzzing somewhere inside the apartment, but I can't reach it. I fight. God, I fight. Twisting, struggling, nails digging into fabric. But my body stops listening. The last thing I feel is someone lifting me off the floor, my head lolling against a stranger's chest, the faint scent of chemicals and leather filling my lungs. Then everything goes black. The cold is the first thing I feel, then the ache in my wrists, my ankles, my head pounding like it's splitting open. I blink. The world is blurry and gray. The hard, dusty floor beneath me confirms the worst. A warehouse. I'm on the ground, hands and feet tied tightly with coarse rope. My mouth is dry, my heart is thundering. Then I hear footsteps, and the figure standing by my feet comes into view. Knox WINDSOR, my so-called father. His tailored suit looks out of place in this grimy hellhole. His expression, cold, controlled, chills me more than the concrete floor. "What the fuck is this?" I croak, throat hoarse. He crouches beside me, eyes sharp like blades.
"This, Jessica, is power reclaiming itself."
My stomach twists. "Why are you doing this?" He lets out a humorless laugh.
"Because you were never supposed to exist. You're a weakness, a thread that shouldn't have been woven into my legacy."
My chest tightens. "I'm your daughter."
"You're not.
He spits.
Not by blood. Not where it matters."
The air turns colder. My ears start ringing. "You lied to me,"
"Everything I did was for this moment."
he says.
"That mark on your body, it was meant for something far greater. The symbol holds power, and to claim it, you must burn it on to the rightful sacrifice."
I freeze. "What are you talking about?" He stands and waves toward the back.
"Start the preparations."
Several men move behind him. I see barrels of kerosene, wood, symbols etched on metal. A fucking ritual. This is insane. My heart races wildly as I scan the room, desperate for any sign of escape, any help. Then I see them. My mother, Sloane. My sister, Naomi. Standing by a metal pillar like spectators at a damn funeral. Blank-faced? Cold? I stare at them, horror twisting through me. "Mom! Naomi! Please, don't let this happen!" I plead, voice cracking. "You can stop this! Just untie me!" Naomi steps forward, smirking. She looks at me like I'm something sticky on the bottom of her shoe.
"Why would I stop it? You're not one of us. You're a mistake. You think Dad ever loved you? You're just a loose thread, and we're doing what's necessary."
My mouth falls open. "You're going to let them kill me?" "To get rid of Dominic and be the Mafia head, yes," she says, venom in her voice.
"He'll come for you, and we'll be ready. He'll die trying to save his precious little whore."
Tears burn my eyes. "I loved you. I trusted you." Naomi shrugs. "That was your mistake, not mine." I turn to my mother, the woman I called Mom my entire life. She won't even look at me. She just turns away like she doesn't know me, like I never existed. My heart shatters. Pain swells in my chest, not from the ropes or the cold concrete, but from the betrayal, the lies, the realization that I never really had a family, except for one person, Dominic. He's the only one I've ever truly belonged to, and I pray, God, I fucking pray, that he finds me before it's too late. Because if I die here, if I die by their hands, I want the last thing I see to be him.
Chapter 23. Dominic. My phone rings once, twice. It's Enzo. I almost ignored it, but something in my gut twisted. "Yeah?" His voice comes through, shaky, too shaky. "She's gone." My stomach drops. "What?" "Jessica, she's gone, Dominic." For a second, the world just stops. Then everything inside me explodes at once. I shoot up from my chair so fast it topples backward. "What the fuck do you mean she's gone?" Fuck, I'm so sorry, man." His breathing is rough, uneven. "I left for work this morning. I had a package scheduled for delivery. She said she'd take it for me before leaving for the office. An hour later, I got a notification that the package was dropped at my door. I got confused because if Jessica had received it, the notification should be of received, not dropped at my door. And my voice comes out like a growl. And when I check the security footage, his voice cracks. 2 men, black clothes, masks. They grabbed her, dragged her out, and she didn't even have a chance to scream. They drugged her, Dominic. She fought, but they drugged her. My blood goes cold. A sharp ringing fills my ears. My hands clench so tight around the phone it creaks. Why the fuck would you let her answer your door without security? If I had known something like this would happen, I wouldn't have leave her alone. Enzo snaps back, guilt breaking through his tone. If I'd known, if I'd stayed, you should have fucking stayed, I roared. My voice echoes off the walls, sharp and hollow. Silence. Then quietly, I'm sorry. But sorry isn't going to bring her back. I hung up without another word and slammed my fist into the wall. The pain barely registers. My chest feels like it's on fire, air scraping through my lungs like glass. Not her. Not fucking her. This is all my fucking fault. If only I hadn't pushed her away. I grabbed my phone again and called Alex. He answers on the first ring.
What now?
He says, calm as ever, until he hears my voice. They took her, I grind out. Jessica's gone.
What happened?
Enzo called. Said he had a delivery scheduled. She offered to take it. When he checked his security feed, he saw 2 men grab her. Masks, black clothes. They drugged her. Alex exhales sharp.
All right, listen to me. You need to stay calm.
Calm? I bark. They fucking took her, Alex. I don't even know who, how, why. Dominic. His voice cuts through mine, hard and steady.
You panicking won't get her back. You know how this works. We'll find them. We will get her back. But we also need your head clear.
I pace the office, fists clenching and unclenching. My mind races through every possible enemy, every name that could have sent those men. If something happens to her, it won't. Alex interrupts, steel in his voice.
We'll find her. I'll have the trackers and surveillance teams on it now. But I need you focused, not bleeding all over you guilt.
My throat tightens. You don't understand, Alex. She's not. He cuts in gently this time.
I know. That's why we're going to get her back. I'm coming to office, and we will get our whole team.
The line goes quiet for a second. My heart hammers so loud it hurts. Alex's voice lowers.
I'm sending you the footage and every detail Enzo has.
The call ends, and I stand there, in the middle of my office, surrounded by everything I built, everything I thought made me untouchable. And none of it matters. Because she's gone. And if we don't find her soon, I don't know if I'll survive what comes after. Hours. 4 fucking hours of nothing. The office looks like a war room. Monitors glowing, maps spread across the glass table, 6 of my men stationed along the walls, waiting for my next order. But all I can hear is the echo of Enzo's voice. They drugged her. Alex leans over the desk, eyes on the tracking feed.
The signal stopped outside the city.
Stopped? I snap. What do you mean stopped?
He dumped the car.
He says quietly.
South Route 19, near the industrial strip. I had our teams pull every traffic cam within a 10-mile radius. The plates are fake, but the engine number matches a vehicle registered to one of Knox Windsor's men, Carl Henning.
The name lands like a blade between my ribs. Knox. Of course it's him. That bastard. I hiss, pacing hard across the room. I grip the edge of the desk so hard my knuckles go white. Find him. I don't care what it takes. Track every vehicle, every phone signal, every shadow that belongs to that man.
We are,
Alex says, voice steady. Then, for another 40 minutes, we chase ghosts. Traffic cams show nothing. Cell tower pings scatter into silence. The air tastes metallic. My head pounds. Every second that she's somewhere alone makes my hands shake with hunger I don't know how to tame. Then, like a cut that opens the dark, memory comes. The man I'd hauled in, the ambush inside my office building's parking lot. We had interrogated him, and he gave us some very good information. "Alex," I say, and my voice is a blade. He looks up. "Remember the man who we interrogated a few weeks ago? Bring up the file where the information he gave us is."
Alex blinks, then types. The files cascade across the screen. I watch the transcript scroll, and one line ignites. The ambush man described how Knox used shell companies to park shipments at 3 rotating storage facilities, then moved merchandise through short-term rental warehouses on the city's edge. He'd mentioned a pattern of dumping vehicles on South Route corridors and relocating assets to an old paper distributor warehouse on the outskirts when things got hot. It's a small detail, a phrase about paper invoices and night shifts, but it matches the dump zone timing. It snaps the scattered pieces into a shape. "Cross-references warehouse names with the GPS drop zone," I tell Alex. "Run the registry on paper and distributor companies tied to Knox's shell corporations." The room becomes efficient. The men stop chasing shadows and follow a map. Databases spit out addresses, timestamps, access logs. We overlay the traffic cams with the shell company delivery windows. Every dead end peels away until one location flickers red on the map. An abandoned paper distributor warehouse 2 exits beyond the industrial strip. The exact sort of place the ambush man described. Alex's face hardens.
This fits. Rail spur access, limited cameras, 3 side entrances. Knox moved shipments through that cluster last year when inspectors came around.
Relief tastes like iron, but it's edged with fury. "We move now," I say. We park a block away, swallowed by shadow. Engines off, no lights. 10 men file out and melt into the dark, faces set, weapons checked one last time. Alex leans close, voice low and clipped.
We split. I take the front with 5, you take the back with 5. Distraction, sweep, get in and get her. I nod.
"No theatrics, fast and clean." He gives a wry, ugly little smile.
When have we ever done it clean?
Then he shoulders his pack and moves. We fall into formation. The night air is thin and sharp. I follow my team across the lot, boots whispering on gravel. We stop 50 yards out and watch the warehouse like predators studying prey. Corrugated metal, high windows, a single service door half hidden at the rear. Alex's voice crackles through the comm on my ear for the last time.
On my mark, 2 minutes.
When gunfire explodes, lights flip on, and men scramble toward the noise. My earpiece fills with static and swearing. Alex's team moves like trained ghosts through the chaos, cutting the front guards down with gold-silent efficiency. The diversion does its work. Voices run to the blast, footsteps pound, doors burst open. We move through the back, 6 of us, handguns low, breath even, stepping through a ripped-open fence and slipping inside the building through a service door. It fights us, rusted hinges, a metallic screech, but we get it, quiet as knives. 2 guards are posted inside. They don't expect a second wave, and they die quiet and fast under suppressed shots. Then I hear it, a sound that rips everything into focus. A scream, Jessica's, shredded and bright, carrying from below like a flare. It's a human sound that isn't meant for this place. It stops my lungs. The world narrows to that one note. "Move!" I bark, and forfeit the sweep. The 5 men behind me hesitate. Rules, formation, numbers, but I don't give them a chance to argue. I sprint past them into a corridor lined with crates, past a spilled pallet of sacks that smell like kerosene and old paper. But I'm racing down the iron staircase, metal clanking under my boots, into a deeper dark that smells of damp stone and old smoke. The basement opens into a circular chamber. Cold stone ringed with low torches set into grooves, flames throwing heat and shadows that dance like living things.
Chanting threads through the air, low and rhythmic, reverberating off the walls. The light makes everything obscene, faces half carved from shadow, the gleam of metal and the wet shine of blood on stone. And there she is. Jessica is on the floor in the center of the circle, bound at the wrists, clothes soiled, trembling. Her eyes are wild, caught between fear and the last desperate fight to stay conscious. Her lips move, but no sound reaches me over the roar in my ears. Her hair is matted at the temple. She looks smaller than she should, like someone shrunk inside an impossible fear. Above her stands Knox WINDSOR. The sight of him is like being punched. He's exactly as I always hate him. Slick, confident, the kind of cruelty that wears a smile. He looks like a man who believes himself untouchable. Tonight, he wears that arrogance like armor. Two cloaked figures flank him, faces hidden, holding red-hot brands that sputter embers into the air. The chanting swells, and the brands glow like angry suns.
I raise my gun, finger tightening on the trigger, but a boot slams into my ribs from my blind spot. The impact knocks the breath from my lungs. My gun flies out of my hand, clattering across the concrete. I spin around to see who the fuck it is. Max. My fucking brother. He's standing there with a gun pointed at my head, eyes wild, feverish, unhinged.
Surprised to see me, brother.
He snarls. For a second, just a second, I freeze. Because I thought he was dead. Because a part of me hoped he was. Max, I growl. What the fuck have you done? Max sneers.
Didn't think I'd come back for what's mine?
What the fuck are you doing with Knox?
I joined Knox the day you cast me aside.
He spits.
You made me nothing. You exiled me like I was a disease.
You tried to kill me and Alex. He laughs, mad and sharp.
Because he stole everything from me. The name, the business, the power. You always had them wrapped around your finger. Even Mom. Even Dad. So I took them. And now I am here for what's left.
My blood runs cold. You killed them. He smiles. Fucking coward, I snarl. Before I can move, shadows spill in from the hallway. Boots thunder against the floor. Knox's men, 10 of them, forming a semicircle around us, rifles raised. Max cocks his gun, leveling it right between my eyes. I've been waiting a long time to pull this trigger. His finger starts to tighten. Bang! Max screams, the gun flying from his hand as blood sprays from his shattered knuckles. Alex stands in the doorway, expression murderous, weapon steady. Back the fuck off, psycho! Max crumples to the floor, clutching his bleeding hand. I don't wait. I lunge. My fist crashes into his jaw, then his ribs, then his face again. Years of betrayal exploding out of me with every hit. Max tries to block, but he's weaker, slower, fueled by insanity instead of skill. I know he's my brother, but we were never close. He was always getting himself in trouble, and when our parents died, I tried to support him, console him, but he did the unthinkable. When I turned 18 and our father's lawyer came to discuss his will, Max found out that our father didn't leave anything for him. There was a note from him to me that said if Max has become a better person, then I should include him in the business as my second in command, but his lawyer should approve of my decision by analyzing Max's behavior. I tried to talk with him and support him, but all he had for me was hate, and then he tried to kill me and Alex. Everything got worse from that point, so I cut my connection with him. Alex charges forward with 5 of our guards, meeting Knox's men head-on. You think you can touch what's mine? I slam him into the wall, cracking plaster. You think you can crawl out of hell and come for me again? He spits blood, laughing.
I did. You did get yourself a sexy whore. Brothers can share things, right?
My vision turns red and I hit him harder. The room erupts behind me. Gunfire, fists, a roar of bodies clashing.
"Dominic, move!" Alex shouts between strikes. A knife whistles past my ear. One of Knox's men lunges at me. I shove Max aside and turn, catching the man's wrist before the blade sinks into my side. I twist his wrist hard, making his bones snap. He screams. I grab him by the throat and slam him into the floor, unconscious before he lands. Max tries to crawl away. Not a fucking chance. I grab him by the collar, drag him across the room like trash, and shove him into a corner. A coil of rope lies discarded nearby. Perfect. I tie his wrists and ankles, yanking the knots tight enough to make him groan. "Don't move," I snarl. "I'm not finished with you." His eyes burn with hatred, but he can't fight. Not anymore. I turn, breath rough, blood dripping down my arm. Alex is still fighting, taking down 2 men at once. "Dom!" he yells, blocking a hit. "Go!" "I'm not leaving you." He punches a man in the throat. "You need to go! Jessica! Dominic, she needs you more than I do!" My heartbeat stops. Jessica. Then I run, straight for her. I run my blade through the first cloaked bastard's chest. He drops, chanting cut short. The fire dims. The ritual stops. Jessica gasps from the floor, a sob tearing out of her.
Knox stares at me, fury in his eyes. "You don't know what you're destroying." "I don't give a fuck." "I knew," he says darkly, pulling a concealed blade from his belt, "that you wouldn't let her go, that your weakness would be your downfall." "You really think I'd let you lay a fucking hand on her and live?" I growl, stepping between him and Jessica. He lunges. I block him, our blades clashing in a screech of steel. He's strong, surprisingly strong, but not more than me, and I'm fueled by rage, by love, by the absolute fucking need to destroy this man. His blade slips past my ribs, but I don't fucking feel it. My blood's boiling. All I see is Knox, his twisted fucking grin, the madness in his eyes as we circle each other in the basement, soaked with ash and ritual.
Chapter 24. Jessica. The moment the chanting dies, my lungs suck in air like I've just surfaced from drowning. For a moment, all I can hear is the crackle of dying fire and the wild hammer of my heartbeat. My lungs drag in air like I've just surfaced from drowning, each breath sharp and broken. The ropes bite into my wrists, the coarse fibers digging into raw skin. Sweat, blood, and smoke sting my eyes. And then, through the blur, I see him. He's here. He came for me. Dominic moves like fury carved into flesh. Every motion controlled, lethal, beautiful. The sight of him rips something inside me wide open. For a second, I forget the pain, the fear, the cold concrete beneath me. All I can see is him, his jaw set, eyes blazing, his body between me and hell itself. "Dominic!" It's barely a whisper, a prayer more than a word. Knox lunges at Dominic, face twisted with pure rage. Their blades collide, a clash that sends sparks flying. The metallic ring echoes through the basement like thunder. Dominic grits his teeth, every muscle straining with focus, with purpose for me, and then, for a single heartbeat, his eyes find mine. That look, God, that look, says everything words never could. It's raw, desperate, and protective. It's love wrapped in fury. Something slides across the floor with a sharp metallic scrape. A knife. It spins, skidding to a stop right near my hand. Hope flares like oxygen hitting flame. I grab it, my fingers trembling so hard I almost dropped it. The blade bit my skin as I sawed through the ropes, every cut burning like fire. My breath stutters, pain flooding through my veins, but I don't stop. I can't. Dominic is still fighting Knox, the sound of their struggle echoing around me, metal against metal, the grunt of impact, the growl in his throat. Somewhere beyond them, Alex is a storm of motion, but all I can focus on is the sound of Dominic's breathing, heavy and relentless. I subconsciously glance toward the far corner, and the world stops. Naomi.
She's standing in the shadows near the crates, her face pale, trembling, but her hand is steady, a gun pointed straight at Dominic. No, my chest caves. No! The scream rips from my throat, but it's swallowed by chaos. Dominic doesn't hear. He can't. The last strand of rope snaps. I tear free, stumble to my feet, my body screaming in pain, but adrenaline propels me forward. I run. Everything slows. The light flickering overhead, the blur of movement, the taste of blood on my tongue. And then, gunfire. The sound splits the air. Deafening. For a heartbeat, I don't feel anything. Just a jolt, like being shoved too hard. I blink down and see red blooming across my side. My knees buckle. The world tilts violently.
Dominic turns, eyes wide, pure horror breaking through his composure. I crash into him, the force of it knocking the air from both of us. His arms wrap around me instantly, catching me before I hit the ground. Everything hurts now, the pain roaring hot and sharp. My breath comes in short, panicked gasps. His voice cuts through it all, raw, frantic.
Jessica, fuck, no.
He lowers me slowly, his hands pressing against the wound, but the blood is everywhere. On me, on him, on the cold floor. His voice breaks, the edges of it jagged.
Stay with me, amore mio.
He begs.
You hear me? Stay.
My vision is fading. The edges blur and darken, but I can still see his face. This man I once thought heartless, now shattered, terrified. I can feel his touch, his shaking hands trying to hold me together, his lips trembling as he mutters words I can barely hear.
Don't you fucking do this. Not you.
Tears slide down my cheeks. I raise a trembling hand to his jaw, his skin warm beneath my cold fingers. I'm sorry, I whisper. His eyes squeeze shut, pain tearing through every word.
Don't you dare say that.
My voice is barely a breath. I love you, Dominic. He shakes his head violently, his thumb brushing my cheek, as if the touch alone could keep me alive.
You're not dying on me. You hear me? You don't get to fucking die on me!
But my body is too heavy, the darkness is too close. His voice fades, his face dissolves into shadow. The last thing I see is the man the world fears, Dominic CAINE, on his knees, holding me like I'm the only thing left that matters. And then everything goes black. The world is gone. There's no light, no shape, no air. Just a suffocating darkness that folds around me like a second skin. But through that darkness, I hear him. At first, it's distant, muffled, like I'm underwater and he's screaming from the shore. Then it hits clearer, sharper.
If anything happens to her, you're all dead. Every single fucking one of you. Do you hear me?
Dominic. His voice is thunder, raw, violent, terrified. Someone tries to speak. Maybe a doctor, maybe Alex. But Dominic cuts them off, a roar ripped straight from his chest. My heart tries to move, to respond. I try to reach him, to say his name, but my body is a stone, too heavy, too broken. Then the dark drags me under again. I hear it again, closer, lower, ruined. His voice isn't shouting anymore. It isn't strong or furious or unshakable. It's broken.
Please, Jessica.
A soft exhale, trembling.
You're safe now. You're safe. I'm here.
I try to open my eyes. Nothing. My eyelids don't move. I try to lift my hand. It doesn't even twitch. My body aches everywhere. Sharp pain in my ribs, burning in my thighs, and an explosion of fire in my shoulder. Every breath feels like someone is pressing a blade against my lungs. And beneath all that, beep, beep, beep. A machine keeping track of the faint proof that I'm still alive. Dominic lets out a sound. Not a growl, not a curse. A quiet, shattering sound of a man begging the universe not to take something from him. His hand touches mine. It's warm, shaking, and he presses his forehead against my fingers.
This is my fault.
He whispers.
I touched you because of me. You got hurt because of me.
A harsh inhale.
I was supposed to protect you. I was supposed to keep you safe. And I can't lose you, baby. Not you. Not ever.
I want to cry. I want to tell him I'm here. I want to lift my hand and thread my fingers through his hair the way he loves. But I can't move. I can only listen.
Please come back to me.
He whispers.
I'll burn this world if I must. Just wake up.
His lips brush the back of my hand, and even through all the pain, all the darkness, I feel him, his fear, his desperation, his love raw and unhidden. Then I'm drifting again, the darkness rising, but this time I cling to his voice like a lifeline, because even unconscious, I know he won't let me go.
Chapter 25. Dominic. For the first time in years, Dominic CAINE, the man who built an empire on control, on fear, on ruthlessness, feels utterly powerless. Because there is no amount of power, no empire, no blood spilled can bring her back if she leaves me now. And I whisper against her hair, trembling, "Please, not her. Anyone but her." "Dominic!" Alex's voice cuts through the chaos.
Knox!
I spin just in time to see Knox lunging toward me, blade raised, eyes wild. Before I can fire, 2 deafening shots explode behind me. Knox collapses instantly, both knees shredded, screaming as he hits the ground. Blood pools beneath him, his knife clattering uselessly beside his hand. Alex lowers his smoking gun, jaw tight.
He's not going anywhere.
My gaze snaps from Knox to the corner where Max lies, bound, unconscious, half dead. Rage curls hot in my chest. "Take them both," I command, voice cold enough to freeze blood. Knox and Max drag their useless asses to the building's basement, lock them down. No one touches them until I get there. Alex nods sharply.
"Yeah, I'll handle it. You should go, Dom. You need to take her to the hospital. Now."
I kneel, sliding my arms under Jessica's limp body. Her head falls against my shoulder, her skin cold. Too cold. My pulse spikes. "I'm going," I say, a voice, a low vow. And she's not dying. Not today. Alex gestures to our men who rush to drag Knox's screaming form and Max's unconscious body away. I don't look back. I run, with Jessica held against my chest, praying I'm not too late. The hospital doors slam open as I storm inside, Jessica's blood soaking through my shirt, dripping onto the floor. Doctors and nurses rush toward me, but my voice hits them first, raw, deadly, unrestrained. If anything happens to her, I snarl, eyes blazing, "You're all dead. Every single fucking one of you. Do you hear me?" The nurses freeze. The doctor nearest me stiffens, swallowing hard as he looks at Jessica, pale, unconscious, barely breathing in my arms.
"Sir, we're going to do everything we can."
He manages, voice shaking. I lower Jessica just enough for them to grab the stretcher, but my hand stays on her until the last second. She was shot in the upper chest. I rasp, breath uneven. She's lost a lot of blood. If she dies, she won't. The doctor interrupts, trying to steady himself. "We're taking her to the emergency OR." They wheel her away, shouting orders, and I stand there, rooted to the ground, breathing like I've been stabbed, Jessica's blood dripping off me and pooling at my feet.
The doors to the OR slam shut, and for the first time in my life, I feel completely, utterly empty. After a few moments, a nurse gently tugs at my shirt sleeve.
Sir, you're bleeding. We need to patch you up.
I'm fine, I growl.
You're not. Please, Mr. CAINE.
I finally nod. She cleans the cut on my side and bandages my ribs. I don't flinch. I don't feel it. I only feel the hollowness. I sit in the cold hospital corridor, elbows on my knees, hands locked so tight they tremble. Jessica's blood is dried into my skin. Her last breath against my shoulder still echoes in my chest, and all I can think is, this is my fault. I failed her. I failed the one person I swore on my life to protect. My throat burns, a pressure pushing behind my ribs like something ripping open. If she doesn't wake up, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to live. Footsteps echo down the hall, slow, heavy. I look up and see Alex, Sophie, and Enzo. Sophie's eyes land on me first, red, glossy, full of pain that mirrors my own. It hits me like a punch. Then I saw Enzo. His expression is pure fury. Jaw clenched, hands balled into fists, rage shaking off him like heat. He stops in front of me, voice sharp as a knife. This happened because of you. I didn't respond. Because he's right. He steps closer, breathing hard. Jessica is lying in there because you brought your shit to her doorstep. My jaw tightens. She was kidnapped because you were careless with her security in the first place. If you'd done your job, Knox wouldn't have gotten anywhere near her. Enzo's eyes flare. Careless? You think this is on me? This happened because of your enemies, because of her piece of shit father who wants you dead. If you had stayed away... Sophie steps in quickly.
Guys, stop.
But I'm already on my feet. If you hadn't blocked her from meeting me the night I called, none of this would have happened, I grit out. I could have protected her. I would have.
You think I'm letting you blame me for this? Jessica almost died because of you, Dominic.
Both of you, stop it.
Sophie tries again, voice cracking. But Enzo doesn't listen. You said it yourself. He snarls. If you ever let her get hurt, you'd let me kill you. My chest goes still. And right now, Enzo whispers, voice shaking with grief and fury, I want to put a bullet in your head. I step closer, stare him dead in the eye. Then do it. Sophie snaps, loud.
Enough. Both of you, stop.
Her voice slices through the tension.
You think Jessica would want this?
She cries.
You think she'd want to wake up and find you two tearing each other apart?
Enzo looks away, jaw tight, chest heaving. Alex steps beside me, gripping my shoulder. Dom, he says gently. She's strong. She's gonna be fine. Don't let the guilt eat you alive. I shut my eyes, breathing hard, trying to hold myself together by a thread. Sophie wipes her eyes. Enzo paces away, shaking. Alex stays by my side. And then, silence. The four of us stand there in the sterile hallway, waiting, praying, drowning in fear until the doctor finally steps out of the OR. My jaw clenches as we all wait to hear what he has to say. He exhales.
She's fine now. She lost a critical amount of blood, and the bullet narrowly missed her heart. We managed to stabilize her. She's out of immediate danger for now.
For now? I ask, my voice hoarse, hard.
She hasn't regained consciousness. If she doesn't wake up in the next 48 hours, her brain could suffer long-term damage. There's a chance
She'll wake up, I snap. His mouth opens again, but I don't care. I brush past him and push through the door into her room. She looks like a fucking ghost. Pale, still, fragile. Her chest rises and falls so faintly that for a second I think the machines are lying. I step closer, dragging a chair beside her bed. I sit, lean forward, and take her hand gently in mine. It's ice cold. I swallow the burn in my throat. You're a fighter, baby. You've survived so much already. You don't get to give up on me now. She doesn't move, doesn't stir. Just the quiet beeping of the monitor. The IV drip. The oxygen. The sound of my own fucking heartbeat thudding in my ears. I'm sorry, I say, my voice breaking. I should have gotten to you faster. I should have been there before that bastard even laid eyes on you. You told me you loved me, and I choke, my fingers tightening slightly around hers. I'm not asking for forgiveness, just please, please wake up, amore mio. The pain I feel is like a blade twisting deep in my ribs. My chest is tight, my vision hot. She looks so small in that bed, like the fire's gone out of her, like the strength I've come to admire is flickered away. I stay like that. Minutes, hours. I don't know how long until Sophie came and told me she would stay with her. Cold, dark, and stinking of blood, it fits the two men perfectly. Max is slumped in the corner, wrists shackled, his once pristine shirt soaked in crimson. Knox, barely conscious, groans as I step into the room. Alex follows close behind me, silent. They look up when the light shifts. I say nothing. I don't need to. I pick up a crowbar, drag it across the concrete floor, letting the sound scrape through the air like a warning. This is for Jessica, I whisper, and make them fucking scream. For hours I break them apart. Not just their bodies, bones and joints and teeth, but their spirit, their arrogance, their fucking evil. I want them to remember every second of pain when they die, but I don't kill them. Not yet. They don't get to die until she opens her eyes. The next day, it's afternoon when I stepped into the hospital. The halls are silent. The sky outside ink blue. I walked into her room, muscles aching, hands bruised and bloodied from the warehouse. She's still there, still sleeping. I sat again. My fingers brush against hers. She's warmer now, which gives me hope. I stay like that for hours, my hand around hers, my forehead resting against the edge of her mattress, breathing with her, or trying to. I don't leave her side. Not once. The entire day passes. By the time the sky outside turns a dusky orange, my eyes burn, my back aches, and my body feels like it's been carved out of stone. Still, I don't move.
Footsteps echo in the hallway. I look up as Sophie and Enzo step into the room. Sophie's face softens when she sees Jessica, her eyes filling instantly. Enzo's jaw tightens, his anger now muted but still simmering beneath the surface. Sophie comes closer, brushing Jessica's hair back gently.
How is she?
Stable, I say quietly, but not awake. Sophie nods, swallowing hard. After a moment, she turns to me.
Dominic, you should rest. I'll stay tonight. You've been here for so long, you need sleep.
I'm not leaving, I say, voice steady. I'll be here when she wakes up. You both should rest and come back in the morning. Sophie glances at Enzo. He doesn't argue. He just sighs and rubs a hand over his face.
Fine,
He mutters.
but don't make yourself worse.
Sophie squeezes my shoulder gently before they head out. The room sinks into silence again, the faint hum of machines filling the air. Not long after, the door opens once more. Alex steps in, carrying a small duffel bag and a takeout container.
You look like shit.
He says, but his voice is soft. He sets the bag on the chair beside me.
I brought you clothes and fruit.
You need both.
I nod, appreciating it more than I'll ever say. I grab the clothes, clean, comfortable, smelling like home, and change quickly in the small bathroom connected to the room. When I return, Alex is setting a plate of food on the table.
Eat what you can.
He says,
I'll keep the rest in case you get hungry later.
I eat a few bites, barely enough to count as a meal, but everything tastes like cardboard, like ash, like fear. Alex lets out a slow breath.
She'll wake up, Dom. You know she will.
I don't answer. When he leaves, closing the door gently behind him, the room falls silent once more. Night settles around us. I pull my chair closer, take her hand in mine, and rest my head beside her as the monitors beep steadily. I'm not going anywhere. I whisper, "Wake up when you're ready. I'll be right here." And so, I stay, watching her, guarding her, loving her in the quiet darkness of the hospital night.